Just want to start off by saying thank you for taking on this very important work on behalf of Syracuse University and the Syracuse community and United Way. I don't have to tell you that the headlines in our community are not very pleasant when it comes to issues of inclusion, lack of prosperity, and it is the work of organizations like United Way that can make a difference. We can impact lives by the things that we do. So I'm one of those be the change people, right? Be the change you want to see. And so the most I can ask of you is to be the change that you want to see in our community by working with us on a successful campaign through United Way this year.
And I would just love to add, as a son of a recipient of programs that United Way supported back when my dad was elderly, and I think I've told this story to some of you that have been in the room in the past, that it hits home.
This is an important, obviously, institution in this community for so many reasons. And the scholarship in action that happens all the time, the Veterans Center, the services, and the fact that you're the experts on research, on coming to conclusions. You know, United Way is a similar thing in that we have community members that look at what are the needs in the community, what are the programs that best address those needs, and then how can we mobilize people in the community to invest together to ensure that no matter the need, people here have access to services.
We served 124,000 meals last year in this community to folks struggling. And only about 17% of those were folks who are homeless. So more often than not, and more what we're seeing is people who are on the edge. A car breaks down, and if you don't fix the car, you lose the job, you lose the house, and then you're homeless, right? So what fungible money you have goes to fix the car, but you need the Samaritan Center to get you through that crisis. So what we do is provide that support system and that network of services that help people stabilize themselves in that really fragile and vulnerable position. Now, the why of what we do is just to put a little bit of a face on some of the people that we serve. There's a gentleman named Pat who was a veteran. He was deployed Iraq, Afghanistan, 3 different deployments until he was finally discharged, and then came back to the Syracuse area to try to make his place again. And those of you who know about veterans and the struggles they go, that was not an easy thing. He had a lot of anger he needed to deal with. He had a lot of anxiety he needed to deal with. He had a lot of things he had to overcome. But eventually, he found this job at a machine shop. And we didn't see him every day for a while, but he came back in for breakfast. And one of the other things we do is provide sandwiches, right? We have groups all over the community making bologna sandwiches and peanut butter jelly sandwiches, all kinds of, and we pass those out at breakfast so that people can take them with them so that later on they'd have something to eat. And that day we had bologna sandwiches. And he took his bologna sandwich, but he kind of like hung in the back of the dining room. And our job, right, is to notice those things. So I get cleaned up, and we went over and I said, Pat, I noticed you're hanging around. Is everything okay? And he said, yeah, I just wanted to thank you. And of course, when you do this, right, like, yeah, sure, no problem, absolutely, that's what we do, bologna sandwiches and breakfast. And he goes, no, you don't understand. I've been working for a week, and this is the first time when we sit down for lunch, I'll be able to sit with my fellow employees and share lunch. This bologna sandwich makes me feel normal. I can now sit with fellow colleagues and feel like I belong. Right? So that's what all the stuff that you do, whether it's peanut butter and jelly, whether it's bologna, whether it's an hour here, whether it's a pair of socks that you've donated, to you and I, it may seem like this tiny little thing. But to somebody like Pat and to the thousands of other people that come to the Samaritan Center and all the other organizations United Way fund, bologna is not bologna. Socks are not socks. They're hope, and they're caring, and they're a community that's there for that person. And it's represented in that one little thing. So whatever you do, It makes an amazing difference in this community. And I mean, you guys do it every day. But United Way is that one extra step that you do what you can and it makes a difference. So on behalf of Pat and behalf of all the other thousands of people that you have helped and will help through your work, I thank you beyond words.